Hello again, Jackson here. Welcome to the channel. Nice to have you as always. There's nothing better in a web project than if you get an upsell. You know the sort of thing I'm talking about. You know, client wants a site, then goes, maybe we should have a shop, maybe we should have a forum, maybe we should have this, that, an events page or something. Love a cheeky upsell, love a little bolt on to a web project. And there's nothing better, in my view, to offer before they ask, and that is some sort of booking functionality to put a call in for a free consultation or a discovery session for free. Great way of getting leads and all that sort of stuff. And I was at my barber's the other day getting my hair cut by my man Stacey, and it reminded me that that kind of business is a perfect example of actually using booking functionality as a tool and automation process for the business itself. Anyway, so it's a great upsell, or it's a great skill to have up your sleeve in your toolbox when it comes to WordPress web development, because it's pretty damn simple. Anyway, Stacey wasn't buying it. He hasn't even got a website, to be fair, but it's something that you should have in your arsenal to offer your clients or your business, or maybe you just want to have a booking system for yourself. So in this WordPress tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do it with the rather epic Fluent Booking plugin. The free version and the pro, both are amazing. Anyway, let's get on with it. This one's for you, Stace. Right then, let's get booking and scheduling, shall we? We've got a barbershop here, barbershop's website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the front end experience, the client booking the appointment, how it all sews together in the back end, and then I'll quickly take you through how to set it up from scratch so you know what you're doing. Right, barbershop, we've got about pages and galleries. It's just a Astra template, to be fair. It's not Stacey's website. And we've got a barber's page, and on that page we have got the team. We've got Stacey, Jack and Mick. And we've got a button to book Stacey. Let's see what happens. Well, what do you know? We've got a booking form here. Info on the left, calendar on the right. Looks pretty familiar, right? If ever you've used Calendly. Let's have a look what we've got going on Saturday. Great. I'm going to take the 3 o'clock slot. Let's click next and let's get our name in. It's going to be Greg. It's going to be Greg at test.com. Put our phone number in. And continue. We've got a checkout. We can pay Stacey and have our session booked in. We'll grab a fake Stripe Visa card number and get that in there. This is just running in Stripe test mode. Super easy to set up Stripe in this. It's just insane. And we'll have our other bits in and we'll get our postcode in, and we're not going to save our one-click checkout stuff. We're going to pay now, and great, we've got a confirmation that our haircut has been booked at the barbershop at 3 o'clock on April the 12th. We have got all the other information. We've got options to cancel or reschedule it as well. And we can add it to our calendars with the links at the bottom. Groovy stuff. So this is running on local WP. So I don't have a mailbox, but we do have our WP, our local WP mailbox emulator, and we see we've got 2 emails here. One's gone to Greg with the same info that's on the confirmation page, and you've got a calendar link and all that good stuff. But also Stacey has been emailed to say a new cut has been scheduled, blah 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 blah. Excellent stuff. And here's one of the standout parts of this particular plugin is that the host, the staff, the people that are being booked don't have to go into the WordPress admin. No, they do not. Check this out. So if we click on Stacey's email, he's going to go to the link that says view on website, and it's a front-end administration panel, front-end portal for administrating all the bookings and payments and all that sort of stuff. So let's get Stacey logged in. Let's have a look. And it's taken us redirected us directly to that haircut with Greg. Super cool. And the dashboard is pretty amazing. You've got like a sort of overview with different info. You can go to the bookings and see what's upcoming. You can update and edit your calendar. We're going to show you all of that a bit later. So it's a brilliant one-stop shop for the host or the person that's being booked to stay off the WordPress admin and do all the stuff that they need to do in their own little portal. Very, very nice. Now our link, if we book Stacey again, so this sort of bare bones page is actually a feature which is called the landing page. So you can have a separate link to a sort of blank page with just the booking stuff on, but you can actually place it within a page and add obviously other info to it. So if I just go to that page that I created. It's the same thing pretty much. You get a shortcode, you dump it on the page that you want it. You can put your header and footer in there if you like, and any other information, or build out more of a sales page if that's your thing. And then jump to the booking, like exactly like we saw with that kind of bare bones landing Calendarly kind of like embed type thing. Right, so let's go take a look at this. Now I've got a couple of versions up. Here's our barbershop, and we've got the Fluent Booking installed. We've got the free and the pro on the barbershop side, but I'm going to take you to this other one here, which is just a bare bones fresh install of WordPress with just the free version activated, because I want to show you what happens from the get-go without the pro, and then we'll get into the pro stuff in a sec. So if we go to Fluent Bookings, you immediately get this, let's make an event. And there are a ton of settings and other bits and pieces that you might want to consider doing first, but let's just jump in. Let's just choose our event type. Well, it's going to be a one-to-one. It's going to be a, discovery call. Give it a description if you want, 30-minute discovery call. Maybe it's going to be just on the person's phone number. It's going to be our current time zone. Next, okay, that's fine. It's showing us our availability to associate with this event and this booking type. And we can say, well, I'm only going to take calls on Wednesday and Thursdays. Continue. And that's kind of it. So use case, if you were just had your own website and you just want to suddenly allow people to book discovery sessions with you, which is an enormously brilliant way of getting new leads, you're kind of almost done. Let's just save that just for argument's sake. Now, what we can do now is we can go to the sharing links, and we'll come back to some of this other stuff later. But if we copy the shortcode and go to this page, which I have got ready to dump the shortcode in, let's just get a shortcode block in there and put our Fluent Booking ID 5 in there. Let's go to our front end, but the bare bones site. Let's put that in, and look, check it out. We've got exactly the same thing. So you see how quick, like you've done it in like what, 5 minutes, 3 minutes? And that's how quick you can be up and running with this quite remarkable plugin. And this is using the free version. So let's dive into the barbershop stuff so we can find out what's going on there and get a little deeper into some of the functionality. So we're going to go to our dashboard and Fluent Bookings. Now, when it's already set up, you get a dashboard similar to that sort of front end portal that Stacey was looking at. And you've got, latest bookings and latest meetings and what have you. And let's just jump down to have a look at settings. Now, there isn't actually a huge amount to do. We've got general settings, so like email stuff, when do you want the calendar to start from, date format, all general stuff, which you'll want to set up prior to actually going live. And then you've got your team. Now, the team are the hosts that you are assigned to booking types, or calendars, as it were. These are added here automatically when you add them to a booking type. But you can add team members as well. If you say you want a manager, he might not actually be taking bookings, but he can access and manage the other bookings as well. That's how you can add your team members. Tons of calendar integrations, Google Calendar, Outlook, Apple, Nextcloud. Google Calendar and Outlook both have their meeting integrations there, Teams and Meet. Zoom, if that's your flavor. You can integrate SMS, so reminders and stuff get sent to them by text. And then of course we have payments, because some of those calls might be paid coaching calls or what have you. You see I've got Stripe set up here in test mode, and it's an absolute cinch to set up. It's point and click stuff, same with PayPal. Very recently offline payments have just come in, so you can run a booking whereby you take payments to your bank account, all that kind of thing, or cash on delivery. Stick your license in, and of course we've got some advanced features. Oh yes, we have. Now we've got the front end portal enabled here, and that's what you saw with what Stacey was doing at the front here when he's on his dashboard. So that allows that. That's a pro feature. The other recommended plugins and add-ons that are fully integrated are WooCommerce. Now this is awesome, because if you already have a paying cohort of folk on your website with WooCommerce, then instead of using the Fluent Booking payment options, you just put payments through WooCommerce, and then all their purchases and all their orders and stuff all sit in one place, which is kind of groovy if that's your flavor. Fluent CRM you know I love it. If you want to then nurture your discovery calls or any other nurturing or relationship management, that's your baby. Fluent Forms, if you want to make more complex and in-depth forms for them to book, then that's a winner. Fluent Boards lets you dump your bookings onto your Fluent Boards and then maybe create workflows with your team, etc. And that's kind of it, to be fair. So let's go and have a look at how these calendars work. I mean, we did see it on the bare bones demo, how easy it was to create an event, which then creates a calendar. And you see here, we've got Mick's calendar, we've got Stacey's calendar. And just to show you, if we go back to the vanilla install, we've got the event settings. Let's close that up and go to calendars here. You see, the event is the type of booking it is, and the calendar, because it was just starting from scratch, has been assigned to me. So back to the barbers. See, so Stacey has got his calendar set up. If you go and have a look at that once it's been set up, event details, you can put in descriptions and all that sort of stuff, change the location. The availability, now that you can do this on a case-by-case basis, you can put in different times. Stacey's finishing at 4 on a Saturday, you go to the pub, and you could add date override. So this means that you can allow people to book, but then if you're going on holiday for a week, or you're off for a couple of days, or off for a long weekend, or maybe you just want to take the morning off, drop it in there. Happy days. I'll show you how to sync it with your Google Calendar in just a moment as well, which is phenomenal. Then you got your limits, so how soon they can book before the start time, and if there's a buffer between events and stuff, that's probably a bit more useful if you are allowing people to book their own time slot. Say I want 30 minutes and can you start at 10:30 or 10:45? That sort of thing. That's when that really comes into play. But something like a hairdresser, a barber, he's doing 1 till 2, 2 till 3, 3 till 4. In the most part, you can limit booking frequency and other limitations. Set your time zone. You've got question settings, so you can add additional questions to the booking form. So say you need to gather some info about a specific subject matter that's related to the kind of meeting it's about, then that's what you do there, as many as you like. Some options there for other question customizations. Email notifications, well, this is pretty important, and you should do this obviously on an event by event basis. You can go in there, edit it to your heart's content, and that goes for pretty much every email that the system sends out, which is very groovy. SMS notifications, if that's your thing, that's where you'd configure that for this particular event type. Advanced settings, so just some general stuff, plus you can redirect after a booking rather than that standard confirmation page. You can set it so the admin or the host needs to confirm the actual booking, which is great. Allow multiple bookings, attendee cannot cancel, that sort of thing. And you could set time limits for those and time limits for when they can reschedule. Some minor landing page settings. Right, that's the advanced settings. So payment settings, once you've set up your Stripe, you just tick that on and then put your price label in, put your amount in, save the changes, you're done. Webhook feeds, brilliant, a little bit more advanced. Sure, I will cover that sooner rather than later. Integrations is basically saying Fluent CRM, but more will be available soon, apparently. So that's Stacey's example of his calendar settings. And what we can also do is obviously update his profile. So that's what we see on the front end, the picture, and add his phone number, could be useful. Featured image if you're using the landing page function, bit of a bio, etc. Enable the landing page as well if that's your vibe. And the remote calendars, well, this is where it really comes into its own, because at the moment I've got it set up to just link with my personal calendar. And just to show you exactly how amazing this is. So you add the calendar, connect, and it's just one of those things, authorize, bingo, choose which calendar you want to actually sync with, and it's going to actually look at your calendar and adjust. Where's Stacey's front end here? Haircut with Stacey. It's going to adjust these things accordingly. Let me show you what I mean. If we go to, I've got my calendar open here. So you see, oh look, there's a booking at 3 p.m. That's the one we just made. And you see I've got this manual calendar entry in my Google Calendar, which is more other stuff, which means that if we look back on the front end and look at Saturday, it says really only 8 or 10 o'clock. If I just remove that, watch this, delete that, back to our calendar, refresh that, look at Saturday again. Look, we've got all those, and that's how instant it is. And if we grab that 11 o'clocker, next, oh, Stacey's booking himself. It's because he's logged in, obviously. Continue. Let's get our payment again. and our postcode and pay now. Oh, forgot the CSV. Pay now, pay now. We've got another haircut with Stace. Let's go to our calendar again. And look at that. It's straight in there. So you can actually run a proper calendar manually that syncs with your booking calendar. Absolutely genius. And of course, you can have multiple calendars. Say you've got a work calendar that currently syncs with your family calendar and things like that. So really useful to pulling all that together. So you have one central spot to view all your bits and pieces. Right, let's get back to our barbershop. So we've got booking types. We've got Mick's calendar and his booking type of a haircut, same as Stacey's. But you can have multiple things within one calendar, within one person's calendar. So for example, maybe Stacey does haircuts, but he also does beards and things like that. So we create a new event, one-to-one for Stacey. We'll call it beard trim and shape up. Put a description. It's another 16-minute. It's going to be at our barbershop. Shop. Continue. So we've got a new event type of a one-to-one beard and trim shape up event. We can change the availability. Say, I don't want to do beards on Mondays. Hate beards on Mondays. You just save that. And so no one can book beards on a Monday. But hey, we do actually want some action on a Friday. And we're in early on Fridays, but we're going to finish earlier on a Saturday. Save that. You can do all sorts of the same things as we've seen before. Change the questions. Obviously, you've got to go in there and change all your email settings and text and copy and all that sort of stuff. SMS if you want to. Advanced settings, as we looked at before. Payment settings. Yes, let's enable Stripe. And the price is going to be 30 quid for a beard trim and shape up. Save changes. Webhooks again, integrations, etc. So let's see what that means now. If we go back to calendars, you see we've got our beard trim and shape up there. If we look back at our front end, and do you remember we had our booking with Stacey, which was just a haircut. If we now, which is the short code, by the way, if we refresh that, now we've got beard trim and shape up. And the calendars, it's one calendar, but the events are linked. So if one appointment is made for the beard, then you can't make that same time for the haircut. You get me? So if we look on book now, we see that there's no Mondays available because we said we're not doing beards on Mondays. Thanks very much. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is such an easy to use bit of kit. And you saw how quickly it was just to have a simple, book me now calendar on your site without payments using the free version. But the pro version, syncing calendars, two-way syncing, take payments, front-end portals. I mean, come on. Yep, super simple to get yourself up and running with some sort of booking system. Link is in the description if you want to find out more about Fluent Booking. And if you want some more WordPress action, there's another vid for you right there. But until next time, I shall see you later.